to Dumas today for a cup of tea, but couldn't help noticing the 21st century Ravan there. Come to think of it, also that majestic lion at the SVNIT circle, and wondered who would have made that? Who's behind that? Hi, this is the third episode of Cafe Converse. I am Dr. Rita Bilemoria. Creating smile is my business, and as a passion, I teach yoga and meditation. There are some people who have managed to marry their passion with their profession. One such is the man behind those very beautiful, majestic, powerful, strong statues that I just talked about. Want to meet them? Let's meet him.
Hi, how are you? I've been waiting for you. Come.
We are not
Let's sit.
disturbing you, right?
Not at all, not at all. Come, sit.
For the chai lover in you from Fefi.
Thank you so much. This is so beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you so much.
So friends, we are here with Mr. Sunny Sridhar, the visionary, the creator, the person who has brought the element of art in our daily life. We welcome you on our show.
Thank you so much.
Sunny, what is that? Is that your latest creation?
Yeah, this was done during the COVID pandemic when our country was going through the lockdowns and such a severe pandemic. So, and the title of this sculpture was City of Aspirations.
Oh wow.
So I chose to make a Pegasus in a running position to show our city's zest against the adversities. It's a run against the adversities.
So when a pressure comes and when it comes for everybody at the same time, an artist can mold it into something as beautiful as this, is it? Is this complete?
Yes, it's over as an art sculpture.
Right.
Now it's yet to be installed. It cannot be transported in. If I compose it here, it cannot be transported then. So it has a limitation of 25 feet only.
It is so big. It's amazing. May I ask, where does this process start from? Do you see a vision? What is your process of creation?
Well, we worked upon few subjects when I was asked to make a sculpture, an iconic sculpture for Surat.
Right.
So it had to have that scale, which is the size for an iconic sculpture. We worked upon few subjects and we landed up finally on a running horse. You may call it Pegasus since it has wings as well. And it's a run against the adversities. But the title of my sculpture is City of Aspirations because that's what I would like to portray as.
And do you draw this? How do you start? I'm wondering. This is so huge. I can't wrap my head around the size. Where is the starting point of it? Is it on a draft paper? What is it?
Beginning of everything is drawing. That's the soul of each thing. When we go to do any public art, I think it's more relevant to go a bit figurative way, as everyone in the city can relish it.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't remain very intellectual property to be admired. As such. If you see art in art galleries, it's quite different than what we have it on roads, because on road this is made by public money for the public.
Okay, because there is this beautiful aspect in your whatever I have seen, that lion, even this. I have seen the head part separate, the wing separate, and I am seeing this drawn here. It's reminding me of the Dashavatar Kalki coming on a horse. It's so beautifully designed for the present times, and like you said, it's a message. So it does every art that you do. Beauty is obvious, it's almost lifelike. The unique part of it is, even while driving, when I cross that, or now when I'm just seeing it even in this much part, the beauty is giving a sense of stillness and silence from all that noise in the head. So how is that beauty inculcated in metal?
Well, metal is, it's just a medium
Right.
for me. I think every artist has his own transition through working through the materials, through the form, through the concept. Yeah. So it's just a skin.
Did you start with metal, your career with
No,
this?
I think everyone in the world, they start with sketching,
The
and then they
paper and
go,
the
no, then comes the clay.
right.
Yeah, for three-dimensional art. I think clay is the best because as a child you would love to play with it, and some way it all takes you further. So it's a journey.
So when you were a child, did you have an inclination that this is where your life will be going? Were you quite sure as a child?
Very sure.
Uh-huh.
Because I was more focused, more sure, because I was such a bad student at all the other subjects. So, yeah. So
So
this
you were
this
clear.
being my handicapness, and so I was more devoted, more focused. I just did drawing all my life.
Wow. Because who am I? A child doesn't really know. I mean, we spend our lifetime trying to figure out. So that's, do you believe an artist is inherently an artist, or can it be nurtured?
My personal opinion on this is, you are either born artist
Hmm.
or you cannot be an artist.
Oh, wow. Do you nurture it? Like when you do you have those blocks or those periods when you're not seeing anything come up, or is it intuitive all the time?
It, I do not have this blank periods
Okay.
visually. I'm a
Okay.
visual artist.
Huh.
I would always have, I mean, when I pick up, I mean, a piece of paper
Huh.
and go to draw, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
So you're not
It's not a
planning कि यहाँ
conscious.
लगाएंगे या वहाँ
No, no, no.
लगाएंगे.
It's not a conscious effort for me.
Okay.
It's just
Right.
a play, a beautiful process, which I love.
And
to.
have you transformed or manifested everything on paper? Have you made all of them, or do you have the
I
secret
have
collection?
more than 30 years of my work documented. I have the
And how
sketchbooks.
much of it have you brought out for us to see?
Uh, Look, that depends on so many parameters, right? I mean, here, out here, when I was invited to do a public art sculptures for Surat,
Huh.
Surat Municipal Corporation, they invited me. They gave me ample of space as a creative person. They let me do.
I was going to ask you the commissioned arts aspect of it. Do you
Yes.
ever feel that you've been put in a box, because an artist cannot stay in a box? So do you have that?
Sometimes during the struggle period,
Right.
you come across, like, the saddest thing I may have done is, someone asked me to make uh, 4 hare
Huh.
rabbits
Acha, okay. Okay.
together. Uh, it was quite a boring thing because I don't love that subject, that form, and you yet have to do. But that's a process, you know. Nobody loves traveling in the traffic, but yet we do travel,
Right,
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 through the
right,
cities, and we go through it.
right.
So it's something like that.
Absolutely. So there have been periods when you've had to just do something for the larger aspect of your work and expression in the form that you so love, which I think is what we have seen in the folklore, in mythology, in history, the horse. Why the horse?
Well, as an artist, when I graduated from Baroda School,
Huh.
Faculty of Fine Arts,
Right,
Baroda,
right.
um, I had always horse as a subject has always been, you know, I had been practicing
Is
it
there a
as a
story
subject of
there?
study.
As a child, do you have a experience with horse? How did you choose horse? Is it an inside push for a
Yeah,
horse?
there was when I was a child, uh, we had a horse
Huh.
in our family.
Okay.
I mean, when I was very young, I think it must have
It could have.
triggered from there. And of course, we had tongas, we had
Right.
horses on
During
road. I
yes.
mean, you go any place, you cannot miss looking at a horse. You know, there was a horse. There was a horse poo all over. You could smell
True,
horse.
true,
Everybody
true.
knew the smell of a horse.
True. The
Yeah.
generation now doesn't get
They
to
don't
see
get,
that.
yeah. It's
So, is your traveling? I have been told that you are a big traveler and a nature lover. Is that a part of your process for your visions or inspiration?
very much.
Okay.
Very much because I derive uh, almost 90% of everything from concepts, from forms, from figures, from the nature. 90% of it.
The energy of it I see in your metal the sculptures. I mean, to see a metal body almost wanting to live is a unique quality I have felt in your work completely. Is there a message for people in this? Because the lion in front of SVNIT, the wings on this horse, it's like about to roar. It's lifting its paw. It's almost going to move. Is the sensation that it has? Is there a message?
The making itself was a huge message when we decided to make a lion. Uh, in fact, I'll share with you. I was asked to make a Make in India lion.
Okay.
So I proposed them a roaring lion.
Right.
Since Make in India lion, to me, as an artist, it seemed bit lifeless. Yeah, but then I proposed making a roaring lion
Hmm.
uh, with depicting power, movement.
Movement.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah, and everyone was pleased when we froze that project. It was in a conference hall of Surat Municipal Corporation.
Okay.
So they asked me, "What do you feel?" I said, "I feel if we are making a sculpture which has an age of 50 to 100 years at least."
Exactly, because whatever
Right?
you're making is
Yeah,
going to
so
live long.
we should not be working on, you know, one scheme
Huh.
of one government. So it should, you know, it should be for the people. Everyone should like it. You know, it's a few moments visual pleasure that I work for.
Those few moments of pleasure are actually, I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everybody seeing that vision. As an artist, I would like to show our gratitude, because when you're not feeling very good and you cross that lion which is about to roar, that energy is so present in your sculpture that you feel you can deal with your day. And you have brought the element of art in daily life, which is again not really there to be seen in India. We have temples, we have all of that. How do you plan to make this even bigger? Because I think this is not just a traffic circle. It affects your each individual looking at it. You're managing to do that. It's not a few moments, it changes the whole day's pace. So I am grateful, as I am sure our audience would be. Is there a bigger vision beyond just Surat for you?
I really wish that I just keep working for Gujarat.
That would
really
be
wish.
denying the rest of India with the beauty and power in this size of scriptures. I think this is going to go down as scripture someday, and set an example that could be your legacy. Do you feel the need to pass it on to the next generation?
Of course it does, because what I saw as a child,
Yeah.
or when I was growing up, I saw sculptures being made. They were about 10 feet, 15 feet, not 15 feet actually.
Not that high. Yeah.
But I was still inspired because I was small. To
Right.
me, it looked very big.
Big.
So I always had this passion to do monumental scale.
Why is that?
Sculpture.
Why this size? This is big. This doesn't
The
scare
first
you?
metal sculpture that I did was 26 feet high
Oh my
in
God.
Baroda. Yeah.
This takes courage. What made you think of it at that scale? It didn't scare you, for sure. You're making bigger
I
ones.
love doing my work, so I cannot be scared. I cannot be bored. It can't do any of that thing to me.
And big is your.
Yeah, to me, I mean, you just don't think about the final result. I just keep on working, and once you put your, down and look at the sculpture, everything goes by easy.
And even at that size, you're able to transfer your vision to the final so many feet. How big is this?
This is eventually going to be touching 38 feet.
Oh my God. And this is
Yeah, with the
exactly
pedestal.
like you saw in your mind and you translated it into this?
Absolutely.
And I noticed that you're using the pieces in triangle shape. Is there a secret behind that?
No, it's not a secret. It's just a personal choice that I made many years back. I mean, even when I was in college, the first academic submission for a sculpture that I did was composition of triangles.
Oh wow.
So I somehow loved that form,
Hmm.
and I always looked towards great Indian artists and Indian artworks. You may call them monuments also,
Right.
for inspiration and to get inspired. I have not been inspired by Western
I
Art.
get that. Right.
Art.
Right. Huh.
Yeah, so and I did not have a set route
Okay.
in life uh, to take my art to next level.
So every step is what it is now, and then you plan the next then, or you don't plan at all?
No, in our profession we cannot
no
plan.
planning.
The world plans for you.
But you have managed to make it a profession also. This is also your I mean, very few manage to do that. This is also commissioned art. So, how did you bring these two together and manage to stay out of the box?
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's one of the toughest professions.
Our youngsters would
to
be
live
listening to
comfortably.
this to
I don't want to
follow your
discourage
footsteps.
anybody. I would not like to discourage them and it's not about discouraging. It the whole I mean that journey. It may be difficult, may be tedious. You may have lots of ups and downs, but whoever goes through it, he
And you
is
have
blessed.
opened the door, per se, for our next generation to get into that door, make it even bigger, right?
I really hope so.
I'm sure.
really
I'm
hope
sure they
so.
will be inspired and
Yeah,
motivated.
I mean, the the youngsters now, they have a very large platform. They have a huge information.
Right.
In our times, even if we needed some reference,
True.
there was only a printed reference. We had to go to libraries and maybe quite a few of them
Absolutely.
to just have a reference image.
Hmm.
But now everybody has everything in their hand.
They just needed an example of someone like you, and they have that.
But I really
So-
wish our Indian art gets to that
That
scale
level.
and take it further.
So that brings me to the story of you as a man. That's the artist and the sculptor that we've gotten a glimpse of. I'm sure this is just a glimpse. There's so much more to you on that level. And as a person, we do get shaped by people. So can you think of someone or some people and share with us who have shaped you into you?
Yes, my earlier drawing teachers. I mean, when through my schooling, first teacher that I would remember is Purabia sir.
Okay.
He was my school drawing teacher.
Oh, you must be
And
so
he
proud
used to-
today.
Yeah, and he retired as a principal CN Fine Arts,
Okay.
and and he used to give me free tutorials,
Uh-huh.
over weekends, and him and many other teachers who thrashed me for drawing whole day. Yeah. The teacher-
Even
yeah, my
those,
English-
even those.
even those, I'm so thankful to them.
Okay.
And eventually they let me do. The
Right.
only thing they had to say was, please don't disturb anybody. Just keep on doing whatever you do.
So, Sunny, behind that lion, there must be some interesting experience. Would you share that with us?
Yeah. When it was decided that all right, we're going to be making a roaring lion, Asiatic lion. There's a huge difference between Asiatic lion and African lion. As- So, and most of the people, like whoever you ask, okay, draw a lion, he'll draw African lion.
Huh.
So I really wanted to be very precise and do Asiatic lion. કેમ કે એ આપણા ગુજરાતનો છે.
Right.
Yeah. So I decided to do some homework since I was doing lion at this scale first time. So and it's a huge responsibility, doing a public art installation of that size. So I found out that they have a very good looking lion in Rajkot Zoo.
Okay.
So I made a maquette. Maquette is a
Maquette
model,
is? Achha.
is a model, small model that we make
Huh.
out of clay. I thought I'll correct my points where I have some confusion visually, and of course sketchbooks and my cameras.
Okay.
So I went to Rajkot. It has an open zoo, and they had a huge grass, so I couldn't see the lion much. And then I was asked that most handsome Asiatic lion is in captivity in Junagadh Zoo.
Acha.
So I went to Junagadh. I
Uh-huh.
stayed there for 3 days.
Okay.
So my mornings I would go to zoo. I would be drawing whole day that Asiatic lion and clicking pictures, close-up shots of the anatomy that I was confused.
Right.
Yeah, so I treated all that. Now Asiatic lions have their own life, you know. They hardly would roar, you know. They are like typical Gujarat ka lion. They get mast khana 2 times, huh? And they sleep it out. Only time they open their mouth is to yawn. But I did that, and then eventually I came and started my work.
So you turn the yawn into the roar we see today.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that. Yeah, there's a little difference, but yes.
So an artist's perception can change your mundane life into something so beautiful, as we have seen. Would you like to show us around and some more creativity? But before we do that, what is your next step? Where from here? Where
Next-
to? Where to from here?
I would be doing something better than what I've already done.
Okay, for
And
me this
learn-
is the best, so I can't even imagine. But yes, you're
Well, we all learn and go forward. Forward is leaving all the mistakes behind. So I guess it'll be better than what I have today.
Is there a plan that you would like to share with our audience which nobody yet knows about your next steps?
My next steps, I really wish that my work keeps me in Gujarat.
Oh wow, so we are very lucky to have him. Choose Gujarat.
No, not choose Gujarat. I am from Gujarat. I love just being in Gujarat.
With this art, the world could be your oyster. You could be anywhere, and we feel lucky that you are here with us, as I'm sure our audience will also be very grateful for this.
I get many opportunities even in India and abroad, but Gujarat is my personal priority.
Is there a reason behind that? It's not the
I feel
khana,
more
no?
comfortable. I think I should leave whatever I do
Hmm.
as a public art. You know, isn't it better if I do it for my own state where I belong to?
Though art wouldn't be limited to a state and not yours, for whatever reasons you're choosing to be in Gujarat, I am very happy about that. This art cannot be limited to
I
this
have worked
state.
in Rajasthan.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
extensively.
that reminds me. You have Sunny ji has 10-day record of creating a 10 feet horse for Clark's
Amen.
Amir.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us a little about that?
Okay. The Clark Samer project was a wonderful thing and a lovely experience, and more so because the cause behind it. They have a amazing facility called Help in Suffering.
Right.
It's
his.
an organization, NGO.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's run by Timmy ma'am, yeah, who's also owner of Clark Samer, and they do such wonderful thing for animals,
Okay.
for stray dogs, and for so the cause. We made the sculptures. It was going to be auctioned, and that fundings was going to be going to HIS,
Wow. So
which is
art with
amazing.
a purpose.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Now, we heard that you are probably enriching our city with an art gallery.
No, not an art gallery. I would be. Um, my plan was to show my personal works,
Okay.
uh, to have a first ever solo show.
All
Yeah.
right.
So my solo show. So solo show for an artist is like my transition of uh, as an artist. You know, it will have everything. So
Your whole journey?
my journey, yeah. So
Wonderful.
because this is going to be my first solo show.
And these will have the miniatures of all
Yeah, I
that.
call them miniatures because the works, my works which I do,
Right.
they cannot be accommodated into
And
any
into-
art gallery. So I mean, all the cities are my art gallery.
So this has that that book of 30 years. Do you have you
Yeah,
take
that will
drawn?
also be there. My sketching, drawing. Yeah,
So do you paint also?
I do. I
And
do.
are you going to have the paintings also?
Yeah, there are going to be few paintings,
Wow.
and I've been working with ceramics, so it'll have few
So it's not just metals. It is going to be all mediums.
all mediums. I have been working in all different mediums.
Oh, that's something I'm sure Surat will look forward to now.
Yeah. Since you wanted to see other artworks at which we have it on display, can we have a look?
Oh, I'm excited. Absolutely.
So this is one of the sculptures that I had done. This was a symposium that was conducted in 2018. So in that symposium, I created this form. The form being boat and sail is very relevant for Surat since it was a port city. And to add up upon a figurative art, I added a seagull.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because seagulls are like a normal thing in Surat
Right.
when we see. But if you, I think if you ask anybody from Ahmedabad, he may not know the bird.
And there's a beautiful shape for metal. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. But it was a conceptual art which I wanted to do for Surat city,
Right.
but I then later on decided to have a seagull
Seagull
up
on
there.
them.
Yeah,
Lovely.
yeah. So
And these are so timeless. How does
Oh,
that make you
ye-
feel having them timeless?
well, yeah. This is like it would be still be standing 50, 100 years from now. It'll still be on because they are welded both sides,
Right.
and which eventually gives them the age. So
And what
our
does that
city.
make you feel like to have them stay even after us?
That's one thing which keeps me going. Yeah, because you leave your footprints. You know, I mean, in one lifespan, whatever we do, you know, what do we leave back?
True.
Is the essence of the main thing. Uh, this is a monolith sculpture. This was made. The subject of this sculpture was growth of Surat.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided to do a monolith. Uh, we call it a form,
Okay.
organic form derived from nature. So it's I made it like a bud.
Okay.
Yeah, which depicts growth and
Yeah, I was
yeah. So this.
wondering what this is.
So yeah, and Surat is actually a confluence of many cultures together.
Right.
So it's not one culture, you know, which has made Surat what it is today. So it's confluence and representation and all the cultures.
So they're all merging.
They're all merging as one, and while I was carving,
Right.
so this figure appeared. This is uncontrollable, like this is beyond our control,
Okay.
but it eventually looks like a kissing figure.
It definitely
From
looks
from
like merging.
from afar. I mean, give it a
Right.
give it a distance of 10 feet, and it was
Yeah.
so I made a bit of changes
Yeah.
after conceptualization, like these bits form as a shoulder parts.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So these are the only. Yeah.
And these are the petals.
Yeah, these are the petals, different petals, symbolic to the different cultures and their inputs.
That are kissing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this,
That is the iconic sculpture for Surat,
can
which
you
we
see
spoke
its
about,
parts?
and
Different
yes,
parts?
yes. Now, for its stability, right? I mean, the age of any sculpture is how tough it is, right,
Right.
on its armature. Because armature, in the sense you may say skeleton
Right.
of a,
right.
yeah.
Of course.
So it has this 6 by 6 inches solid metal running all through its toes.
Okay, so this is what it's inside.
Yes, this
Alright.
this metal,
It's running
this
inside the leg.
yeah, exactly. This connects it to this base,
Right.
and it runs through all the 4
It's
legs.
not hollow
Mm,
like the rest of.
It
the
is
body.
hollow. It is hollow.
Even the leg.
Yeah, even the leg has this thing
This
running
thing
inside.
Running inside. it.
Yeah. So because it has to bear the wings, it has to bear just the tail thing
Huh.
of this sculpture
Right.
is more than 4.5 tons.
Oh my god.
4,500 kilo plus.
Oh my god.
So it has to, take that weight, and then we have the wings and neck, head.
Goodness, this is beautiful. It's the size is daunting experience for me. I mean, and for you to have made it, it's awesome. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm waiting to see it with its wings and the head and the tail all put together.
Soon. There we have the wings. Each wing weighs about 3 tons. If you see the perforation of the wing, you see this effect, the feather effect. The feather effect is both the sides.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's both the sides.
Both the sides
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
and then
Head is out there.
head is that side, and then we
What
have
are
a
these, Sunny? These stones? What
these
are these?
these
Can I
stones.
see some there?
Yeah, this is again one of my passions. I love to do these.
Secrets to unveil about you. Wow, this is
Yeah.
a beauty.
Yeah,
Stone and plants.
yeah.
You've made them?
Yeah, I assembled them together. I put them all together. They are nature's own sculptures.
Oh wow.
So you find a very interesting rock,
Huh.
and then you compose it with some plants. You may call them landscapes.
Yeah, mini.
So they call landscapes, and then this one is a bonsai.
Right. So does this come from your travel and nature love? I heard you got your inspiration from fossils and a lot more is there about
Fossil hunting had been one of my passions again.
you. Wow.
Yeah, in the lull periods when you don't have much to do, you can very well invest your time, in fossil hunting, and they will give you a lot out of
So a
it.
diverse interest range.
So the face behind all those majestic installations that we see, Sunny Sridharji. It's been an enlightening morning and an amazing experience spending this time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Like every end, there is only one end. That is a new beginning. So stay on with us for more such interesting unveilings of such interesting personalities. Stay on and be with Cafe Corners.